Welcome back, welcome back. This is the Juice, the hottest HBC radio station in the nation, alright? Now, I got a very, very special guest in here, and it's a real big honor to have her in here. I'm gonna let her introduce herself first.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Ari. I go by the name of AMET Rickey. I'm also an NCCU student. I'm also a rapper, a songwriter, a model, an actor, and I also own my own business, so it's good.
Alright. So, so basically, the first question I'm gonna ask is like, how did you first get how did you first feel when you got accepted to Central? What was your mindset at?
Um, I was nervous. I graduated a year early. I graduated at 16. So coming into college, I had a bunch of different universities coming at me. And I chose Central just because at the moment I was sick, some of my family was sick, and we felt like it would be better for me to be here instead of going to Spelman or Fisk University where I would have been far away.
So you said you're a rapper. So, what inspired you, to start doing music? What was that thing that done in your head? Like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do.
I always wrote music when I was little. I thought I was gonna be a singer until I got older and realized I can't sing.
Me too.
But I also wrote poetry and I also wrote raps. But I used to start off writing raps for other people, and I would just talk about life. So the more I went through things, the more I realized my music is actually what saved me and kept me together and kept me sane.
Okay, so I guess, of course, you're a rapper. So, what are some I guess some venues that you've been to, some large events that made you, who you are today?
I performed here. I performed at festivals. I performed in different cities. At the SCM Music Awards in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm actually going on tour at the end of this year. That's one tour I'm going on. I have another one I'm going on over the summer, but my first one at the end of the year, my first stop is BB King's in New York.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you go there. Wow. That's home. All right.
Okay, so on your tour, how many stops you gonna be making, basically?
I don't know that. I got a meeting tomorrow night, and they go lay everything out for me. We're actually trying to work out for me to open up. I'm not supposed to say the person's name, but I'm gonna say it anyways. They trying to get it so that I can try to open up for Dej Loaf one day.
What?
Oh, that's dope. You moving already.
That's
Bryson
what's up.
Tiller, when he came, I was trying to see if I could perform with him, but I was actually sick. I actually had surgery that exact day, so I couldn't. But we're trying to see if I could open up for people. I know everybody know Tupac, so you got to know who Suge Knight is. His son is actually one of my best friends.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I got to perform for Janae Aiko one time, which was cool. She had him FaceTime me, and I had to do a whole song for her, and that was crazy.
Wow.
So right now, my team is just getting me on stage with as many people as possible, and it's really a blessing to be able to meet all of these people who are walking to class and everybody bumping their music, and I look at my phone and they texting me.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know it.
So it's like when you meet all these people, is there any butterflies in your stomach? I hope I don't mess this up because it's this person or that person.
When I met Big Daddy Kane for the first time, I was nervous because it was him and Petey Pablo, and I actually had to rap for him. And that's the only person I've ever been starstruck meeting. And then when I rapped for him, he looked at me, he just smiled, and I was wait for him to say something bro, you whack, you terrible. He was like, you remind me of a little light.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's all he said. He just started smiling. He was like, I don't know who you are. And he snapped at he said something to one of his boys. And then one of his boys pulled me to the side and was like, you give me your number right now. And when you drop something, you send it to me.
So I understand that you have you got a new project out right now.
Yeah.
So just talk about that a little bit.
Previously I put out 2 mixtapes, but October 10th I got a distribution deal. And so my debut album is actually coming out this year. So it's set to come out in March. I get the official date tomorrow, and that's really the biggest project I've had because it's my debut album. It's about to be so worldwide and over 2,000 stores. That's a big deal. And then, of course, the topics I discussed hit very, very close to home. So it's definitely something I feel like, first of all, the whole university needs to hear, and then people need to hear in general, because you really get a better understanding of me.
So, I know, like, when we was talking, you said, like the album cover, it has a lot of meaning behind the album cover.
Yeah.
So, just basically, like, tell us, like what is, like, the meaning and the purpose behind that album cover?
So the album cover is actually a double entendre, and the reason why I made it like that is because as soon as I released it on social media, I got a lot of texts, a lot of DMs, and a lot of questions, and that's exactly what I wanted. The first meaning is I am transgender. So my pronouns are he, him, and his. People call me Ari, but my real name is Amir. So the first meaning was me looking in the mirror at a male self. So on the outside, how y'all see me with all the hair. Y'all be like, oh, that's a girl.
Right.
No.
Right, I got you.
You feel me? And they're reaching out to each other. So it's the connection of, this is how people see me. This is how I see me. You know. The other meaning, if you look closer at the picture, you see a hat sitting there. And anybody who knows me know I've worn this hat almost every day since September 10th. There's also a hospital bracelet beside there. That's my hospital bracelet. That picture was actually 2 pictures of me and Hezekiah as kids. They took real pictures of us as 8-year-olds, changed the clothes we had on us, and flipped it so we was looking at each other. So it's Hezekiah reaching back out at me.
Okay, so I guess you might as well, like, address the elephant in the room. So, on that day, so you said there was September the 10th, right?
September 10th.
September 10th. That was a very, very hard day for a lot of people. And I know for me personally, I just, met Hezekiah because me and him was in the Centennial Scholars Program. And he was, like, a very, very outgoing person. Like, I saw him every day. He lived right down the hall from me. And, like he was, like, so full of energy. And, like, he was the main person. Like, Hezekiah was one of the people I always say, I think, like, he's good at everything. Like, I remember the days I used to play basketball with him, we used to go at it. Like, I seen him playing football, and I told him that, you should, like, go out for the team. He was like, oh, I am. And once he told me that he's thinking about getting redshirted, I was like, all right, you moving. And then, like, when I heard that day that he passed, it was like a lot of confusion for me, because I was like how, who, when, where, it was like a lot of things going on. So what do you, like, basically remember about that day?
So a lot of people, the way I put it is, a lot of people, we go around thinking we know what our biggest fear is. Everybody thinks, I'm scared of snakes, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. September 10th made me realize that my biggest fear was not being alone, because for the longest that's what I thought. But I realized my biggest fear is how I would end up alone, because the moment I had to walk up to New Res and all of NCCU turned and faced me and I realized he was gone, my whole world stopped. And it was like something in a movie, because it just seemed so surreal.
I honestly didn't believe it, honestly, because I just saw him that day. Like, he was walking to class and he had on a tank top, and he had a hat on, and so it was like, nah, not him. And then, like, when I found out from my advisors, I was just, like, left in a world of shock, because he had a lot of stuff going for himself. And then the main thing that kind of upsetted me was the, like, people putting the intake on it like they knew what was going on.
Unless you heard it, I put it like this. Nobody at Central knows the truth of anything about his death, anything about his case, anything about that what's happened since he died but me. So unless you hear information from me, it's not correct. Because I'm the only family member he has here that can tell you some information. And that's one thing that I really touch based on in the album, is that so many people had so many questions and so many assumptions, and y'all want to hear the truth, y'all gonna hear it. Y'all gonna hear every recording. Y'all gonna hear every confession. Y'all gonna hear everything that we're not supposed to hear. Because I'm tired of walking around and people looking at me like I'm not a person because I'm by myself. Or looking at me like, that's the girl who brother killed himself. No. That's the girl who brother was depressed. No, that's not it. If you want to know how he really was, you want to know what really happened, you really want to know what's really going on, just listen. And I promise you're going to hear it.
So would you say this album is like a good clarification about him, honestly, like about like the events that happened? because I know like the album is dedicated to him. But like, what is like what is okay? Let me say this. What is the one thing that you want people to get out of this album?
I want people to get out that Hezekiah was not this depressed soul who couldn't keep his emotions together, who just went in his room one day and decided that he wanted to hang from a door, because that was not my brother.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't him. That wasn't the situation, and that's not how people need to look at him. If you want to know who really had to deal with his death, you're going to hear their voices. You might not know their names till you hear them speak to you. I'm not going to be that disrespectful. I could, but I'm not going to be that disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll hear their voices. You'll be able to recognize them. You'll also hear my last letter to my brother. You'll be able to hear from me how it really feels to walk around this university and have everybody just stare at you. Everybody think they know what happened to you, and they don't. And y'all also are going to hear Hezekiah. Like, I haven't heard my full album. It's produced by Germ. His name's Germ Scorsese. He won't let me listen to it. We have to listen to it as a family tomorrow. And reason being because Hezekiah is on there. We started this before Hezekiah died. And I know Hezekiah is on there speaking because I walked into the studio early one day and I heard his voice because I heard him say my name. So Hezekiah is on there speaking. So if you really want to know what he was like, you really want to know how he died, you really want to know who did it, since people don't want to admit who did it, listen to the album. And everything will get cleared up. And then if you got any more questions, you can follow me on Twitter, you can text me, you can call me, or you can walk up to me. And I'll answer anything you need to know.
So what? So okay. So you know, how did you
You
both?
need a minute?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
So how did you? So how did you like first meet? Because I knew like they said that y'all grew up together. Like when y'all was like, how close were y'all? Like what was that bond like with him?
Basically, his family took me in. Like, his mom was my mom, his aunt is my aunt, his grandma is my grandma, and that was my family. Like, there's not nothing about me that he don't know. There's not nothing about him that I don't know. I knew too much. And it's basically like the album cover says, looking in the mirror and seeing the other half of you, not there no more.
So was it almost like clear to say like anywhere he went, you was there, or is it safe to say like if he had a problem, he knew who to come to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's how a lot of people knew us.
Mhm.
If you ain't know my name, you knew I was always with him.
Right.
If you didn't know his name, you knew he was always with me. Unless one of us was with a girl or he was at football and I was doing music stuff. But even then, it would be texting each other, where you at? What you doing? Who you with? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I met him, he was one thing I can say about him was he was the type of person. He was like, he had an idea and he was gonna act on it. Like he was the type of person. He's like, I remember he was talking about how one day he was like, he wanted to do something where he wanted to get on a football, like he wanted to be on a football team, and he wanted all the CSP to be first row, so that way he had his brothers supporting him. So like, would you say he was the type of person that if he said he was gonna do something and he had his mindset to it, that it would get accomplished?
It would.
After this, go to break.
It would be like he would have an idea in his mind and he would hit me up and he would be like, hey sis, or he'd be like, hey bro, and I'd be like, what's up? Look. Cause it was like this, we were like Ebony and Ivory, like we balanced each other. Like he would have an impulse idea, and I would be the one that with the logic. Like, all right, this could be the pros and this could be the cons.
Mm-hmm.
And once I would be like, all right, that sounds good to me, then he go do it. And he's gonna make sure it gets accomplished.
Okay. Well, we gotta go on a little break because there's a good conversation going on. We still got Archie gonna kick it here with us, so stay locked. This is Juice, the hottest HBCO.
The family, we sat up late at nights discussing what should be said and what can't be said, and how I was going to speak to the university for Hezekiah. That last conversation with Hezekiah that the university could have had.
Right.
And I wasn't granted that. So I felt very disrespected because this is not a random act. This is not a student who died because he was sick or a student who died in a car accident. This is not the case. So if we're going to pay tribute to him, we need to do it the right way. And we need to make sure the students know you walking away with the right image of this person. Because too many people walked away thinking he was sick in the head. And that's not true.
And it was basically the people that didn't even know him.
And it was people who don't know him.
Right.
Like, y'all don't understand. I'm not a hard person to miss. Listen,
We got
a caller.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Press that.
What this?
No, it's good. It's gonna call back.
All right,
Just,
Okay.
yeah, just call back. Whoever that was, just call back.
Just call back because we don't want to.
We had some technical difficulties.
We had a little technical difficulties. But if you got questions, man, just keep bringing them.
But yes, I just felt like they should have allowed me to speak. They should have allowed me to do what I
Okay,
need
here
to
we
do.
go.
So we got a caller.
Hello, this is the
Hey.
Juice.
Hello, this is the Juice. Hello, is anybody there?
You on the hotline?
Somebody there? I know somebody there. Somebody called. Well, I guess not.
So listen, whoever calling in, I need you to call in again. I need you to talk to me, okay? Because you calling, you're not speaking.
Okay, so now you said you were disrespected. So what are some things that you think would have been appropriate during that whole week? Because that whole week was hard. So, and everybody wanted to do something for him and whatnot. Like, what do you think, just out of respect for him, yourself, and the family, what do you think would have been the most appropriate thing for?
First off, I feel like anything that should have been done, y'all should have asked. Period. Y'all should have asked. Like, at the visual, it says the family was en route. No, they weren't. They're not allowed on campus.
Wow. At all? Like
No.
Wow.
I'm the only person. That's because I was a student before he was. So I feel like anybody who felt the need or felt like they was close enough to him to do something, if you need to follow me, hit me on Twitter, AMET RICKY. Hit me on Instagram, #2 AMRICKY. If you need my number, I'm not putting that on the air because some of y'all are creepy. But you can come to me. I'm not hard to miss. I'm a stud with a lot of curly hair. I'm the only stud on campus with a lot of curly hair. That's brown skin. Jasmine light skin. Don't confuse us. But I'm not hard to miss. Like, I walk in the room, you're going to see me. Just walk to me. I'm not rude. I promise. Unless you're rude to me, or unless you want the people associated, then don't.
Well, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. So,
Oh, and shout out to DJ Loki. Hey.
Shout out to Loki, yo. Shout out to Loki. So, so let me ask you this: Okay, so how the day of his funeral? What was going through your mind at that time? Like, how were you feeling? Like, were you just numb, or were you still in shock? Like,
I was still in shock, and honestly, the way the family works is now that Hezekiah is gone, because his mama calls us twins, so it's like now that he's gone, I'm stepping in his place. Something needs to get done. I gotta do it. Asia, his little sister, something's wrong with Asia. I gotta step in. Somebody mess with his girlfriend. I gotta step up. You know what I'm saying? Mom needs something. Well, how can I help you? You feel me? So, being that I'm having to be Hezekiah now, it's like I was trying to hold it together for everybody.
right.
I walked in separately from the family because I knew that I couldn't have that moment with my mom and my little sister on my side.
Right.
I couldn't do that to them. So I tried to be okay. Of course I cried. But what got me was the moment the casket closed.
Yeah, because I went and it was hard for me to look at him that way, because I'm the type of person, after my grandfather's funeral, I'm the type of person, if you're gonna go out, I don't want to see you go out that way. So like it was really, really hard for me to see him like that. But let me ask you this: were you amazed to see how many people showed up at his funeral?
I wasn't. Because I know Hezekiah. I know Hezekiah's heart, and I know the impact Hezekiah had on people. It's a lot of people that won't admit they loved Hezekiah. And I knew that he would have been proud of how many people was there. Because I know he was probably looking like, wow, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walked in and I walked up to him, that's the first thing I said when I looked down at him. You did this.
So how do you carry out his legacy? Like how do you get people to remember Hezekiah for the person that he was, not the situation that happened on September 10th?
Right now it's very, very hard because so many people still are confused about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's why we did this today. Because as much as I try, if you don't understand the truth, you're never going to be able to grasp it.
Right.
So hiatus was just one part of me carrying it out. Since he's died, I put in so much work, and that's not just for me, but that's for him. For the conversations that we had when nobody was around, for them late nights crying to each other, them late nights just talking about what each other wanted to accomplish. So now I'm about to do it for him and for myself.
Mm-hmm. So what is your goal now in life now? Because you're a college student here. What is your goal now? Not just for Hezekiah, but what is your goal for yourself now?
My goal is to be the most successful and the most loving and the most forgiving person I can be, because that's how he was. Because before he died, I wouldn't forgive anybody. I wasn't the loving one. I was the one that I'm gonna speak to you, but I'm gonna keep you at a distance because I don't know if I can trust you.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me that you can trust people, and you can forgive people as much as it hurts. Like for the people who were a part of it, because I know they're listening. I can see your name on Periscope.
Mm-hmm.
Tuned in. I'll say this on the air so everybody can hear it. What you did was messed up. What you did was the most sickening thing a person could ever do. You took half of my heart from me. You took a brother from a family. You took a son from a family. You don't know who he could have been, what he could have accomplished. But you know what? I'm going to forgive you. I don't respect you. I don't love you. I don't trust you. Please stay away from me. But I forgive you because that's what he will want.
And that's real, and that's real big of you, because that image could never ever like play out in my head. And like I want to say honestly, I have the most upright respect for you, because that's pain that even like as a man, like as a guy, as a boy, I don't know if I could even understand. Like you're stronger than some of the dudes that I even know, like dudes that go around bragging like, oh, I got like this, I got like that. But so I want, like, one thing I want is like I hope that I see big things for you. I see like you have a very big story, and there's a lot that you want to accomplish, and like what I would say is just keep doing what you're doing and tell the truth, because you know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like
I'm telling you, everybody, when the album comes out in March, I'm dropping the date next week.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a special listening party
Mm-hmm.
for some NCCU people, and when the album releases, if you attend NCCU and you would like to know the truth, not only the truth about the situation, but who Hezekiah was, and also myself, since everything has happened, you need to get the album, because every question you have is going to be answered. Everything.
How can we get the album?
You can buy it in stores, of course, iTunes. Yeah, I'll have hard copies as well, but I'm not just giving those out to everybody. Like,
So let's try to talk about something like more on a more positive note. So when it comes to your music, who are your biggest like inspirations, like in the rap game or in life? Who are the people that you look up to?
I love Wale. I love MC Light. I love Kendrick. As far as local people, Jay Safina, King Draft, Bars. Yeah.
So, is there anybody in the future that you would love to work with? Because it seems like you on your way to working with a whole bunch of big time people now. So, is there anybody out there that you, if they listening, that you would like it would be a dream for you to work with?
I'm working on a song right now that I'm trying to get Rhapsody on.
Okay.
If anybody is big in underground hip hop, I have a track that I'm trying to get this girl J Prime and Detroit J on. And I don't know. Right now, I'm just focusing on trying to get the album out.
So how excited are you for this album?
Super excited. Can I answer the people on Periscope?
Oh yeah, sure.
Twist and Braid. Twist and Braid, you listening? Are you asking what's my name?
Yeah.
Or are you asking?
Yeah. She asked what's your name. Yeah.
Oh, my name's Ari.
Okay.
And I'm a student here. I'm an artist here, and I'm also Hezekiah's sister. So.
Okay, so okay, so we go.
Shout out to my mentee Courtney. I love you too. And
All
y'all have BS with Love, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go play BS with Love later. Twist and Braids.
All right, cool. You got it right. Okay, so look, we gonna keep it locked here. She's still gonna kick it here with us. All right. This is the Juice, the hottest HBC radio station right now. We keep it locked. Views. I want to thank my girl Ari for being here. So if anybody got any questions on Periscope, if you got questions on, via email, online, ask us now. The number is 919-530-7449. Or follow us on Periscope at The Juice. All right, just follow us, and we're just going to keep it going. So now, so let me ask you this, if I haven't asked it before. What is the main thing that you want people to take from this album?
The main thing I want people to take from this album is that it's okay to be honest. And I say that not only about Hezekiah's situation, but in general. I feel like the reason why his situation played out like it did is because people feared being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the reason why people sometimes treat others the way they do is because they're afraid of being honest with themselves and with each other. So that's the biggest thing. Like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know people gonna feel some type of way when they hear it. That's partially the point. But it's okay.
That's what you're expecting.
Yeah, I'm expecting when this album drops, I'm expecting, first of all, to get a lot of phone calls from some girls. Because that's just, you dated an artist, that's your problem. Like, what, bro?
That's though.
Like, I'm gonna lay this out there for any and every person. If you ever date an artist, they gonna talk about you at some point. Period. If they a good artist, they gonna talk about you at some point. So I'm expecting to get a couple comments from some females, and then I'm expecting to get a lot of people talking about Hezekiah, and that's the point.
So now let me ask you this. For people that know, like, how close are you with his family?
Very, very, very close. Like, when I told Mom I was doing this, the first thing she said was, "Don't you go in there acting like your brother." But they were really excited for this because everybody's been waiting for this.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, we want to say that we love your son. Your son was a very inspirational person. He lived right down the hall from me. He was a funny dude, and I really do miss him dearly. So, but now another thing I want to ask you is, do you think this album is gonna like boost your career as an artist?
I'm put it like this, because I don't want nobody to ever feel like I'm using my brother's death to boost my career, because I would never do no mess like that. I had to catch myself.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, my career has launched and been boosted before the album. The album's not out yet.
Okay.
And I've had a lot of things happening. So yes, I feel like it's gonna help my career just because it's good music, but I'm not basing my career off of his story. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, I did this project for him because this is something me and him did. Now I got like 3 other projects I'm working on for me,
Mm-hmm.
but this was really for him because this is something me and him created.
So, you say he's on the album. So, like, is he like actually like rapping on the album? and whatnot?
We had tracks of him singing. I
Mhm.
don't know if they use it. Honestly, like I said earlier, they won't let me hear it. So they
Okay.
won't even tell me how much of him is on it.
So
I know that the people involved are on it.
right.
So shout out to y'all. Y'all got a cameo. And your cameo will be sold in stores in different countries worldwide over
Wow.
2,000. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Yeah. So I understood that he was like that he was a very good singer. What was some hidden talents that people didn't know about Hezekiah besides of him playing football? Like what was some talents that he had?
He could sing. Everybody knew that.
Mhm.
He could dance.
Everybody knew that.
Everybody knew that. He could do almost everything. Let me tell y'all what he couldn't do. He couldn't clean for nothing. He couldn't cook for nothing. He tried sometimes. Let me take that back. He couldn't cook certain things. Like, first time bro tried to make some cookies, he burnt them. And I'm not talking about like a little bit, like black. Jay Santana 10 was talking about Hezekiah McCoy.
Okay.
Um,
No problem.
There's not much he couldn't do. He tried to be smooth with girls, but sometimes he would mess up.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of times that like, all right, if a girl ever say, I'm on Periscope so y'all can see what I'm doing. If you're a girl and you ever walk past us and you saw us doing this, I'm talking about Hezekiah McCoy, Jay Santana 10. If you attend NCCU, you know he's a student who passed away in September. Boom.
All right.
If you're a girl, you walked past us doing this, like rock, paper, scissors, we were actually talking about which one of us was about to holler at you.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's smooth. That's smooth. Wow. That's smooth.
If y'all was ever around us and we was talking about fishes, we weren't really talking about fishes. We were talking about you.
Wow.
So we would call a girl a fish, and he'd be like, "That's my fish. No, that's my fish. No, I want that fish." And we could have the whole conversation in front of the girls, and they would always think like, "What are y'all talking about?"
Right.
And I knew if he really wanted her, I could tell he really wanted her. All right, I'm gonna let you lose on purpose. Don't get it.
So, was there a special lady in his life, like while he was here, or was there like a special lady back home for him?
Yes. I'm so sorry to you girls at Central who just felt like you was the one. Jasmine. Her name's Jasmine Sitting, and that was his everything. Like, Hezekiah was Hezekiah. Hezekiah was a ladies' man just because he's Hezekiah, period. But she had his heart. And up until he died, she had his heart. And even with him gone, like, it's one of them, the type of love that I feel like everybody wishes for and wants. Because at his funeral, I don't know if anybody paid attention. Well, y'all, I don't know. There was a part of his funeral where they brought all the young people up there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they prayed over us. But when everybody walked away, everybody's eyes were closed because we were praying. But when everybody opened their eyes, everybody realized that I had one part of his casket holding on, laid across the crying. Asia had one part of his casket laid across the crying, and Jasmine was in the middle. And that's the type of love that I think everybody works for, that even when you're gone, they're still over you praying for you. They're still over you crying for you. They're still over you promising you that everything you wanted and everything you worked for, they were going to do it for you. And that's what she did for him.
Because I know when we got here, I don't know Tom he was in the section we was talking to, but when we first got here, he sung praises about this girl. And I didn't know who he was talking to. Like, he would basically just be like, bro, me and my girl, we make cute videos all the time. Like,
all
bro,
the time.
Like, he was like, bro, like, every day, bro, I actually sing to my girl. Like, honestly, it was hard for me leaving her. Like, and I was like, And I be to myself, you know what though, you gonna have to bring this girl up here so we can see who you talking about. And he was like, bro, trust me, when she come up here, you gonna know that's my queen. I was like, all right. And you know, he always praised, like he just went on and on about it. And I remember he told me one time, he was like, he said he was thinking about getting her name tattooed on his arm. And because he was like, they already had their future planned out. They already said they wanted kids together. And I was like, Dad, girl, you really love this girl. He was like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, my girl, can't nobody out here top her. And I was like, yeah, that's my respect. I respect you for that. I honestly do respect her for that.
They were like the perfect picture of real love, because a real young love. Because no, they weren't perfect. He made mistakes, she made mistakes, but at the end of the day, they knew they had each other.
Right.
Hezekiah could mess up and call her. She gonna know. But she gonna say, okay, I still love you. I still got your back. I'm still here if you need me. You feel me? The people, the females who messed with him before his death, she know all about them. She know everything they did, everything they said, everything. But she still had his back, and that's real loyalty.
That's real loyalty.
That's real loyalty.
Absolutely.
Because too many people get that confused.
So now that where is your where is your mindset at now for her, not only just for her, but for his whole family? Because I could personally say for me, because I did attend the funeral, and it was very hard for me to see a family that big have to close a chapter in a young person's life like that. So where is your mental aspect at for his family at this moment?
Right now, we're all trying to push each other. Like, just everybody has one thing that they're great at. Right now, Asia, his little sister, we getting her out of high school, making sure she getting her scholarships, making sure she can walk into somebody's university and Sally Mae ain't gonna be calling her 4 years later when she walk out. Jasmine is also working on graduating, going to a university. Asia is thinking about attending A&T. So for all y'all Aggies, y'all better not mess my little sister.
I feel you.
Me, I'm working on music. As far as his mother, she has a business where she does makeup, attends hair shows, doing makeup for people. So she's been traveling, doing that. So everybody has just really been trying to work hard the way he would want us to work.
So now, what is okay, trying to piece that, because I mean we talked about so much, I don't know what else to ask. Like,
going to the music. You got that hot track, man.
Okay.
Listen to it.
Help me out, Tony.
All right. See, I've been behind the. Budget cuts. Budget cuts.
And yes, y'all are allowed to keep asking questions.
Yes.
Yeah. See, Periscope, we uncut with that. See, with Central, we got the rules.
If you on Periscope, I can answer anything you ask me.
Please,
it's
keep
okay.
asking.
You can keep asking.
Yeah.
If you call in, I might not be able to answer all that.
But yeah, so we got this track. Explain this track to us.
Yes, he's so smooth. I am an artist. Look, we getting into the song. You right on time.
Yes.
I'm an artist. I rap. I write poetry. I songwrite. I actually got offered a job as a songwriter for Sony last week.
Yo,
girl, what you doing here?
Okay, so let me explain to y'all, because y'all, when I be with y'all, we be talking about everything I do. Y'all be like, why are you here?
Right.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I rap, I songwrite, I act, I model. I have a business called The Own. It's an entertainment company. I do a lot of things. I've had my music played internationally. I've been in magazines and blogs internationally. I do a lot of things.
I said, are you single, taking the lit and expansion upon the question? I'm never finding a chick.